Oh, good, the camera's not working. We're not working, but it's not positioned correctly. Well, now it's positioned even worse. Always something. Here we go. That's what I get for using a board game box as a tripod. Hello, everybody, and welcome to KyngPin Does Irreparable Damage to His Hand because he doesn't know when to take a break. We're back with more Art Fight. Another impromptu stream because I was doing some video editing this morning. That took a little bit longer than I expected. And I gotta get these done because July is almost over. And how's everyone doing today? I'm a little nervous about this one, I'm gonna be honest. So today, if you can't see because the chat's in the way, we are revenging Nerd Comics Inc. Hello? I want to make the pic. There we go. We are revenging Nerd Comics Inc. with their character, Father Time. And, I started some sketching yesterday because I had an idea and I didn't want to lose it. So we're going for this a really harsh angle today. This is going to be tough. As the thumbnail itself is already a bit iffy, I guess. I feel like the perspective could be a little more harsh. And also, I don't know if you could tell, but I'm struggling a little bit with the hand holding the cane. Luckily, I do have somewhat of a reference today. I used myself as a reference person. I'm not going to show it because I value this channel being monetized. But yeah, so I have a reference of me pulled up on my phone, and we are going to try and do this. Also, we have about, how long is it till 5 o'clock? That's 3 hours, I think. I think we have 3 hours. Anyway, yeah, so we have about 3 hours to get as much as we can today. This will only be one character as opposed to Knights. That was technically 2 from yesterday. So we'll see what happens. I need to fix, first off, I need to fix the anatomy a little more. So basically, we're just going to start from scratch. What board game am I using? Forgive the camera for a second. It's a board game called Super Fight. I made a video about it a couple months ago where I designed a character based on 2 random cards. But it's a board game I bought years ago and have never actually played it with anyone. Literally, it sits here collecting dust holding up my webcam. I've never played the game. I want to play the game, but I don't know. I don't have the opportunity or the people to do it with, unfortunately. Everyone's always like busy. I've thrown it around for boss level, but recording card games is a little harder because you need cameras to like point down at something, and we don't have any overhead tripods, unfortunately. But yeah, so I have a board game I've never actually played for the last 6 years at least. Most likely more, but yeah. So it's not a waste of money. It's come in handy. I've just never used it for its actual intended purposes. So that'll be fun. And honestly, the shoulder can be up a little more. The body itself is so turned to the back. I don't know what direction that is. But yeah, so as you can see, my reference or my original thumbnail as I'm learning was not as exaggerated as it could have been, which is very interesting. This is why references really do help. Thank you for everybody who sent them yesterday and suggested them, because with this reference I can tell that I was being too conservative with my foreshortening. I always forget which one is which when you're like conservative or liberal with like an artistic element. I think conservative is the one where it means like I'm too scared to push it. And then liberal, if you're too liberal with something, it means you're too loose with it. I think that's how that works. I could be wrong. I also don't think the original sketch was in perspective enough. I feel like we could have gone a little bit more harsher, but we'll see, because that drawing humans in perspective is hard. I need to sneeze. Thank you. I might be too late, but I'm considering signing up now. Do it. I'm assuming you're talking about Art Fight, but do it, Ven. I've only done one so far, but it's been a lot of fun. And then, yeah, you can even see, like, well, you can't see, but I can, in this reference that, like, the second shoulder, the hind shoulder, isn't even showing. It's just the arm. You can only see the arm starting down here and then rising upward. Perspective and that doesn't look right. Maybe I'll move that arm just a little bit upward. Yeah, perspective with foreshortening is hard, dog. It really is. And that forearm is way too thin compared to that other one. Something like this, I think. You can ignore this if you like, since you haven't really asked for feedback as of now. I feel like the arm holding the staff doesn't look like it's pointing at the camera. Yeah, actually, yeah, now that I look at it, it definitely isn't. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to have like a POV type of thing, so where we're putting ourselves in the camera looking up, or in the eye of the art or whatever it's called, looking up at Father Time, and he's got his sight like under your chin, holding your head up to look at him, something like this. But I'm just really struggling with how to get this part done. Unfortunately, I can't screenshot from where I'm standing right now. But that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. But with this new reference image, I can tell that the way I was thumbnailing this arm wasn't the most accurate. So I'm going to try this again. I'm going to move the hand up here, make it a little bigger. The arms to level at the back. It looks like 3 joints in the arm from the shoulder level should be more diagonal. I think you're talking about the front arm, Dempsey, where... Or you mean the back arm. Either way, neither of them are particularly right at the moment. So if this is the shoulder, something like this, I think, is what you're talking about a little better. That's not bad. All right, let's focus on this arm, because this is the one that's going to give me the most trouble. Let's make a new layer. We'll get some red. We'll get a straight line tool. And we'll just kind of map out, well, that's a really thin line. We'll map out how the scythe is, can we get a thick line, please? We'll map out how the scythe is kind of supposed to rest in their hand. And it's kind of long, so I'm kind of thinking, honestly, Nerd doesn't really show it, but I kind of like the idea. Okay, well, the scythe has changed colors. But I like the idea of the scythe handle being just long enough to come out from the head, or like really extend past the body. But in order to do that, I think I actually need to mess with the perspective of it a little bit so the line is thicker in the front. Something like that. Yeah. So now that we have that, we have the handle of the scythe, we might be able to better work out how this is supposed to look. Back arm, it's got the bend, yeah. Or move it up higher, just a fraction experience. All my epic fails on the back arms and characters. If it helps, I can send you more reference images. I was thinking about that, Nerd. I was thinking about asking you, but I don't know if that would be considered cheating by using more than just the references you've provided everyone else in Art Fight. So there's this, and then there's this part of the chest that comes down this way. Something like that, I think. And then with this arm. Right now it's going to be a lot of me thinking out loud. Because if I do... So all I really need to do... is if I do the cylinders. Like if I map out the forearms with cylinders, or the arm segments itself with cylinders, that should be good. But the problem is it needs to like this, the forearm covers a bit of the back arm. But then when I do that, well actually no, because then the scythe would forearm. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but if I'm holding the scythe as intended in the picture, the handle of the scythe travels up the front of the arm that we can see and would actually go past the shoulder rather than underneath it like I thought. Okay, we're learning things, everybody. So if the scythe handle goes above it, he could be like, the hood might actually hide this, but like he could be resting his head because he is looking up a little bit. Father Time could be resting their head like on the handle of the scythe. Just the kind of lackadaisical type of experience. Maybe. Oh man, this reminds me, I forgot a reference to add to my Art Fight profile. Pro tip, hold it closer to the end of the cane where it curves and you can rest behind your arm, etc. See, yeah. I just need a way to screenshot the reference. I unfortunately did not. The reference I have pulled up next to me is one without me. It's me pantomiming the cane. I didn't actually have the cane on me when I took the picture. Like a what? Lackadaisical. You know what? Daisical. It means... Oh, lacking enthusiasm, determination, carelessly lazy. Yeah. I love when I use words that I don't know what they mean. Alright. And the hand... It would be... We're gonna... Right? Because, yeah, the fingers curve in and then point outward from the... Yeah, because if we're holding it upside down, per se, the fingers would point like this, and then the thumb would come over like this. To put this above it, actually. The thumb, actually, I need to put both of these above it. The thumb would come over like this. Nope, wrong layer. over like this, something like that, and then the hand, and then finish this finger here. That's the scythe. This is just a sketch, so we'll work on the hand. The scythe also needs to be three-dimensional. This was just a reference point. I appreciate that, Dempsey. Unfortunately, I don't know how good my camera is if I do this. Oh, it's not bad. Okay, hold up. Maybe we can get this. This is the power of teamwork. There we go. This is teamwork. Something like this, I'm thinking. And then, yeah. And then Dempsey, if you can screenshot that. I just noticed I have the boss level background behind me. Whoops. Alright, I'm gonna assume he got it at some point. Can't be standing here like this for the next 3 hours. Alright. You'll let go of me. Alright, back to the art. There we go. Alright. And then kind of does something like this, like it curves inward, but then because of the perspective, you know, Clip Studio Paint comes with like perspective rulers to help you, but we're just gonna eye it today. Why not? Honestly, even this inseam is a little too visible, just for what it is. Actually, he's also wearing a tunic on the side, or down the middle, so that'll cover up most of this here. Alright, I actually have to draw less legs than I expected to. But now, is this chest in the wrong perspective? Because we're looking up at the character, wouldn't it make more sense that the chest itself comes downward? I don't know. We can get rid of the original now. I think that makes more sense. Something like this, maybe. Or there's that, and then this, because the chest kind of, because from what I'm seeing here, like the collarbone is here, and then there's like this kind of line that loops the chest back to that shoulder. So it starts underneath the shoulder, comes down, and then kind of loops back. So I'm thinking something like that. It just occurred to me that I maybe put the wrong reference images on Art Fight. Need to go and change that really quick. All good, nerd. Because I've seen some people make like custom thumbnails for their Art Fight characters. Why am I not drawing? They'll put in like a thumbnail that's the same character, but like a much lower skill level. I don't know exactly how to explain it. Alright, I'm feeling more confident about this now. I'm liking it. Might actually have made the head a little too small for what I'm working with. There we go, there we go, there we go. And it's only been 20 minutes. Oh my goodness. Alright. Sketching time. Alright. So, we've got a top hat. We've got a hood. But we also got a face. So, blue. And I just realized this clock is probably going to block out, like this little part of the cloak up top is probably going to... Why does my mechanical pencil brush feel like it's not working as it should be anymore? Whatever. But yeah, this little part of the outfit might actually block out more than I anticipated, which allows me to cheat on my anatomy. Yay. Alright. Might have to think we're gonna fix that a little bit. KyngPin, did you get the images we took on Discord? Let's see. Indeed, I did. Thank you, Dempsey. Yeah. That helps a lot. Thank you so much. Also, Nerd, I got your references, too. Thank you for that. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I have to attack people that aren't my friends. I can't exactly ask them for references. What is going on? Oh, stabilization's on. Even that, I don't know, it just feels weird. Density? Let's play with a density, texture density. I don't know what that means. Alright. That feels a little bit more natural. Don't worry, King. I've somehow taken longer in the sketching phase one time. 500 hours sketch. Mechanical pencil brush not working. Sounds like a normal mechanical pencil. Yeah. I tried resetting the settings. That did not work. What are you talking about? I'm not looking up extra references that aren't on the ArtFight website. I'm not using hacks to allow me to have an easier time understanding the design of this character. I don't know what you're talking about. That hat is floating into space. It would actually... It's so... I don't know. Lines are so weird when it comes to perspective. It's like, oh yeah, obviously it would curve downward because that's how the hat works. Nope, it curves upward because we're looking down on it and you have to be able to see the inside of the hat like this. I don't know. It's just... Yeah, see? So you see how like there's this empty section for some reason? So despite the fact that I'm starting at the brim of the hat and trying to draw it, that first initial stroke is not getting picked up for some reason. I don't know. I must have changed the setting a while ago and that wasn't part of the default, and then when I reset it, it's just like, alright, you don't get that one anymore. And I'm like, cool. I don't know what I did. Bad. I'll probably extrude this up a little more so the brim is a little more 3D. Something like this. Alright. Now for the fun part. Figuring out how to put a hood underneath this. So it doesn't look like it's one of those hoods that come in front of the face, like cover the nose. KyngPin Creations live today, banned tomorrow. 525,600 minute stream. Oh my goodness. I don't know how long that is, but it seems like a long time. Dempsey, I don't know if I have comic settings on, because I didn't really change anything when working on the comic, to my knowledge. So it might be possible, but I don't remember changing settings specifically when I was doing the comic challenge. Brush size. Are there any other things that I would have changed? Ink, opacity, blending mode, normal, color mixing, no. Jitter, I don't know what that does. No, color jitter I don't want. Anti-aliasing? I don't really notice a difference. Yeah, not much of a difference for the anti-aliasing, so it's not that. No. G-pen? No. Brush tip? It's normal. No, that's not good. Thickness, maybe? Nope, that's just weird. Alright, we'll figure this out. I can deal with what I have. Count how long it lasts before I give up on this one. I don't know, damn pen hasn't been feeling right the last few days. Then again, neither has my hands, but that doesn't stop me from drawing. I've been drawing so much lately, I'm getting a little bit of hand pain. I've been trying to, take breaks and stuff, but unfortunately, I got art fight to do. I got videos to make. I got comics to draw. I can't just stop drawing. Hey Rexy, how's it going? Goosebumps monsters as SCPs, that sounds cool. Currently right now we are revenging ourselves against Nerd Comics Inc. on Art Fight. By the way, for those of you who are not on Art Fight, so Nerd was the first one who attacked me. And they sent in this. This was like, first off, this was also like day one of Art Fight. I think there's a post date somewhere. Yep, submitted on July 1st. For those of you who don't know, Art Fight started on July 1st. And Nerd banged out this entire 2-subject, full rendered background drawing in a mere couple of hours. Meanwhile, we're 30 minutes into this stream, and we're just getting to the sketching phase. I don't know how Nerd does it. I'm gonna be so honest. I don't know how Nerd does it. Okay, so if you can see how our thumbnail sketch, the proportions of the head are now nowhere near where this sketch lies. So we're gonna have to take some creative liberties. We're just gonna have to move everything down just the ever so slightest bit. Also need to finish the rest of the face to know where the lines are going. actually think most of this would not be shown or would be thinner. I don't know. Hood anatomy is really, really wonky. Yeah, that looks better. That eye, not so much. I'm not vibing with this pen anymore. And it stinks. What did I possibly do to it? Gap? Oh, was that it? Oh, wow, that did... Nope, definitely not that one. Well, we're not. I'm gonna put this on normal gap though, because that might have been what was causing the issue, it looks like. Well, that feels a lot better than before. Okay. That's good. We'll also probably end up flipping this. Once we're done with the sketch to make sure, because those eyes, this eye definitely is tilted a little too much. And this nose, I think, could be adjusted a little bit. Actually, let's draw in the eye. Something like that. The other eye, that's the problem. It's always trying to draw the other eye. It's like, what am I doing? Alright. So this eye is rounded but sharp on this end, and then kind of fishtails onto the other end. But then if we something like this, correct for it on this eye, we can make it look very similar. Hood anatomy is tricky, I will admit. I cheated by throwing it under a hat. Fair enough, nerd. Fair enough. My issue with hoods is always this, because I very often draw 3/4 views. My issue is always the part of the hood that's facing away, because you don't see the full thing. Allow me to demonstrate. So, with hood anatomy, hello everybody. It's weird because it wraps around your face, but it sticks out, comes together, but then again has to hook up to the fabric on the rest of the cloak. So if I'm doing a 3/4, the way, like, most of my head on this side is covered by the hood, but then again, some of it sticks out. Like, you can see the inside of the hood from where you're facing, but it's not like all the way forward like this. It's really weird and really tricky, and if there's motion involved, forget it. Anyway, let's continue. I also think this face needs to be... Actually, I'm going to draw the nose at this perspective. And then we'll adjust the face, because I think the face is not... I think the face itself is a little off angle from the way the head is tilting. I think it should be a little bit more like this, but with that, I should bring the mouth down a little bit. Give him some cheekbones. Like that. There we go. Looking better. That's good. Clone to new layer, flip, rotate, scale, restore done. Yeah. One word diamond, so what I misreference. KyngPin suffering, taking. Did that say 5 billion minutes for a sketch? That's crazy. Alright. So we got the clock, and then there's this cloak coming down the whole of the character. It's got a belt with a watch here around the waist. And then the cloak continues down. Yeah, it's really weird because you can tell what parts I sketched before and after I changed the gap settings on the mechanical brush. So that must have been what was throwing me off, because things are flowing a lot better now, which I enjoy. Also, I'm very aware that part of the reason for all this hand paint is because I have it so ingrained into me to have a death grip on my stylus, unfortunately. I hold it very tightly, and it's not good for me. I'm trying to be looser with it, but like it's such an unconscious thing to tightly grip the pen that I barely ever realize I'm doing it. Alright, so then we got that. I'm assuming that this tunic does the same thing in the back, correct, nerd? Like it'll come down here too and drape across the back of the body, or is it just this and then there's the cape and the tunic doesn't go through the back? Hard to tell. Also, I realize this character is predominantly white. It's going to be an interesting when it comes to shading. Oh, also the gloves have like wings on them. It's 5 billion. That's how much money my company made. KyngPin, just do the cape in the back to hide the back. Yeah, that's fair. I was thinking about making the cape billowing if you look at the original. But honestly, I don't know. Because if I wrap it around the body like this, that covers more of the legs and kind of takes away from the scythe itself. I'm going to actually save the cape for last once I figure out the scythe. And that way we can like kind of work on having the cape complement the composition. Ooh, this is going to be, you know what? It's going to be tough, so we're not going to do it. We're actually going to come over here. We're going to grab one of these symmetry rulers. We're going to put it down the middle. We're going to be like, all right, that's cool, but that's cool, but where did it go? It's going to be like, all right, cool. So what we're going to do, we're going to center the symmetry ruler. I think I centered it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw the omega symbol on Father Time with the symmetry ruler. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use perspective warp and skewing to... Why does the perspective not work on the... Okay, whatever. Okay, so the perspective ruler works on the lasso tool, but not the eraser tool? What backwards logic is that? Whatever. Whatever. Boom. Omega. It's a little chunky, but it's fine because we're going to take it. We're going to save this so we don't lose anything. We're going to turn you back on. And then we're going to go boom. We're going to scale you down. We're going to go like that. We're going to go... Why can't I control the... Oh, is it because I have the symmetry rule? Nope. Oh, it really is because... Okay. No, don't apply the transformation. Get rid of you. We're going to delete the symmetry ruler because that's... There we go. Okay. And just like that, it looks like the shape was perfectly drawn. Because you want to draw in perspective, but erase doesn't need a plane to work. Guess that makes sense. Strangely, I've never thought of that or have drawn that pose. I would assume it would go the same down the back. Awesome! Thank you for the insight, because I'm thinking it comes down here, goes into the belt, and then comes out the other side as well. I mean, it really, I don't know, it just kind of makes sense to me, but I can see how it could go both ways. And then I'm actually going to erase that because I want to draw in the back muscles first, and then I'll cater the tunic around it. Alright, I'm liking how this one's coming out so far. And this time we didn't have to struggle for 20 minutes to get the stream working. Damn, I haven't drawn in a while. Anyone got any ideas? Trying to think. I don't know, no ideas off the top of my head. I mean, I would always suggest art, if you want to join our fight. You could actually always join our fight and just spectate too. I forgot about that. Should I probably be drawing the scythe first and then the hand wrapping around it? Probably. So we're going to save that. We're going to make a new layer. We're going to get over here. We're going to get some red. And we're going to be like, all right, what's the scythe look like? And we're going to look at it, and we're going to die on a little bit on the inside because it looks very detailed. But we're going to try it anyway. We're going to find a good reference image of the scythe. That looks, well, for most of it, that's a good reference image. So we have it going over most of the clothes, and we're going to have it stop right before his head because I kind of messed up the anatomy on that one. And then there's a little end cap on the scythe. Yep. That we're going to put here. And then we're going to take the we're going to select it, just tweak the perspective ever so slightly because it is a little bit off. There we go. And then we're going to determine how much of the scythe actually makes it in the camera. I'm thinking some of it, so we're going to put our little clock head right here. And we're going to cry a little bit because it's not a perfect circle, but it's okay. I'm going to adjust it so it is slightly more circular. We're going to adjust it more so it's slightly more circular. And we're going to consider that good. And then we're going to read some comments. Draw KyngPin. I got a lot of OC generators in case someone needs inspo to draw. Ooh, that sounds like... I love the OC. I love all like the generators and stuff. Those are really cool to work with. Unfortunately, I have a thing where if something's not 100% original, I feel bad taking credit for it. So if I did use a generator, I'd be like, no, it's not mine. I didn't come up with the idea. Okay, so it's like an S if it's facing away from you. Okay, so if I'm looking at Father Time and he's holding it like this, you know what? We can just do this. It ends up being the same way as this reference image, and it's just an S-like shape here. Wraps around, and I think it might need to be a little bit bigger. All right, looking good, looking good, looking good, good, good. Honestly, I might just move this whole thing over a little bit, give this part of the blade a little bit more room to breathe. Something like that. Then I can give it a little bit more of a point by keeping it away from it a little bit and then feeding it into here. Giving it a little bit of 3D effects. And maybe fix the point a little bit. There we go. Let's turn it upside down. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Looking all right. I might just perspective warp it just a little bit more to really make that blade seem like it's just under your chin, and it's big enough that you can like kind of see the very edge of it. So I might even move it down a little more. Something like this. Oh no, I just realized. There's an open window within the scythe. So this part of the blade is open as per the reference images. I might have to draw more of the feet than I expected to. But wait, does that mean I can classify this as a full body? I have completed and submitted Duck Scare. No, Kaden King, did you do an attack on me? Yeah, you indeed did. All right, counting this one, I now have 3 revenges to do. I'm never gonna get to draw for other people. Well, I mean, obviously I am because of the attacks, but I have like 15 characters saved that I'm like, those look cool to draw. And I'm like, oh man, I gotta defend myself before I can start attacking other people. Because then I gotta draw some people on my team, my other friends. I don't got this time. I got comics to draw, man. You know what? For the sake of time, this now becomes a bust or a headshot. Yay, we're done. I would absolutely not do that. I've spent way too much time making this look cool. And like, obviously, like, I can, depending on how much I shorten, not foreshorten, but like how much I crop of the image, I can get one done quicker, but I really want to take the time and, you know, make sure revenges and attacks all are my best work, because, you know, I'm drawing something for other people. It's a reflection of me, so I want it to look good. And also, I feel bad if somebody does a full body of my character, and I'm like, here's the head of yours. But we'll see as the month goes on. Especially now, since I'm practicing all these like foreshortening, really high perspective pieces. I have a question. Is Duck Scare able to eat or not? That is actually unknown. The lore of Duck Scare is the researchers who found him are just straight up still unsure if Duck Scare is able, or is just overall sentient, or just a machine, because it has machine components to it, but then again, does that make it fully machine? In reality, I haven't decided myself, but I've kind of worked that into the lore, because I don't know. I kind of, obviously the story has fallen by the wayside a little bit. Plague and everyone, Professor Plague, 5051, all that, because of the comic. But yeah, I really just haven't decided on it yet. And yeah, I've lost my train of thought. But yeah, to answer your question, no. Based on what I'm picturing in my head, no, Duck Scare is not able to eat. Giving points toward the purely machine-based theory, but not enough concrete evidence to confirm if it is. I also feel like if I don't make Duck Scare sentient, it makes it less of a character and more of simply just like a tool that Professor Marcus Plague uses. So there's also that bit of it. And I'm actually going to widen the staff a little. And also maybe shrink the hand. I think maybe the hand could be a little smaller, especially with how big we are kind of implying the scythe to be. It could be a little bit more like this. We'll move the thumb in a little bit. We'll actually put the thumb on its own layer so we can freely Didn't I put the thumb on its own layer? Or I intended to, at least. And then be like that, and then we can fill out this finger here. And a spam person is calling me. Hey KyngPin. Hey Ben, how's it going? What did I miss? What are you drawing? It looks good. Thanks, Galhound19. We are drawing Nerd's character Father Time. I don't know why I pulled up this one. It's blocking by the chat. We're drawing Nerd's character Father Time for what the heck is this event called? Art Fight. They attacked me the first day of the challenge, and a week later I'm finally getting back to attacking them. So, see, now I realize that attacking Nerd, based on their patterns so far through this challenge, they'll turn around and attack me right back, possibly today. Meaning, if I want to keep the chain going, I would have to attack them again. So, actually prioritizing Nerd's revenge over Dempsey's, who up until the stream started was the only other person who attacked me, I'm going to get another free art piece, most likely. Probably before the stream even ends. I could just imagine Nerd right now working on a revenge piece, waiting for me to post this one, so within 30 seconds of me posting it'd be like, revenge! I don't know if that's against the rules or not, because I know you're not allowed to like work on something prior to the competition starting at the start of July, but I don't know, like, if you know somebody's revenging you, if you can preload a piece. Dempsey, don't say that. Do not tell me that Nerd has already revenged me before I could even finish one. I don't see it, but don't tell me I'm already behind. Alright. See, I could cop out and just not do that backhand, because the pose would still look cool without it, and it would save me time. However, I really like the idea of them holding... One sec, let me gather that picture I originally saw. Okay, it's a little... can't see it, but it's going to be a little small, but where are you? So, you see how in this picture here, the first one, how he's got that clock around his hand? I thought it'd be really cool to like have him holding it, because this piece, what I'm thinking of, it's going to be called like Memento Mori. Remember, you have to die. Rough paraphrasing. Because in Nerd's lore, Father Time is Father Time, but also the Reaper. So I thought that'd be really cool. But as I spend more and more time on this, and more people start lining up to attack me, I'm like, I don't know if I can justify that extra time. But I also think it would look really cool from a lighting perspective, like having that be the main source of light on their face. I'm just gonna do it, honestly. You know what? I've convinced myself. I'ma just do it. I'ma just go ahead and be like, them some thick legs. Alright. It's probably gonna look a little weird, but if I just erase the parts that aren't gonna be shown, you probably won't be able to tell. I think I might need just like one more. Well, we'll see when it gets to colors. We can always add lines later. Alright, now the only thing I have left is the arm and the cape, and then we can move on to line art. So, yeah. Very short part of this arm. Got the elbow coming out here. And then we got the and the thumb is on the opposite side, so and what does the thumb look like? It looks like that. Something like that. And then so we've been at an hour about. I think we're making all right time for my usual workflow. Yep, I drew the pointer finger as the closest finger when it should be the pinky. The pinky. Make you thinner and shorter. Something like that. Now fix the rest of the hand. Because if I'm holding something like this, the pinky kind of hooks up the most, actually, like even involuntarily. And then this is way too close. The muscles in the pinky really make it the most hooked finger, no matter how you really hold your hand. So as flat as I want to go, the pinky is still hooking upward. Hey KyngPin, I have a question for you. Ever seen Wreck-It Ralph? I have seen the first one, but I have not seen the second one. I saw the first one a while ago, probably when it first came out, but I remember liking it. I thought it was a fun concept, and as someone who enjoys video games, I thought it was fun. Nope, that's too thick for the pinky. Let's see, but then I can't look at my pinky. So yeah, it would be that line. The pinky is the line that would connect it to the other side of the wrist. Okay. In fact, I think I might need to adjust this. I thought this would have been more simple. Yeah, for the most part, it's pretty flat. And then probably add another layer underneath this, just so I don't mess up what I do have. Shield hero. The ref I dropped of that pose in general chat on Discord has the hand pose you want to use, then rotate it, of course. Thank you, Dempsey. Let me take a look at it. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to unhook the pinky just a little bit. Make it smaller, because it is the smallest finger. Move to red. Hook it a little bit. Why are hands so hard? Seriously, like, why? They have no business being so hard. They look like sausages. Why are there so many muscles and bends and bumps? Like, come on. Like, hands, you're being pretentious here. Just my opinion. I don't think hands deserve to be as complicated to draw as they actually are. I just think yeah, I just think they're not all they're hyped up to be. I'm kidding, of course. Hands are very valuable, especially to someone who likes to draw, yet refuses to take care of them. Why can't I understand how this hand works? Alright, hold up. We're going to save this reference. I'm going to bring it into photos. Where are my photos? We're going to take it and we're going to flip it around because it's at the wrong orientation. I think it's messing me up. Alright. Pinky becomes shorter. Wrong one. Pinky becomes shorter. The index, where the ring curves a little more. For some reason, the middle and pointer are pretty straight. I do not understand why, but that's what I'm being told, so. Too much of that. It's all right. I don't love it, but it's whatever. Yeah, not my favorite, but it'll do. It won't do. That looks awful. Yeah, those backhands. We'll figure something out because those backhands are not right. I honestly think I'll just curve up all of them. Something like this, and then the pointer for some reason will be doing like this. It would actually make more sense if I did this, made the middle finger curve in more first, and then had it follow through with the ring finger or pointer, index, whatever. Something like that. There's also going to be a giant clock over there, so yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's A-okay. I want to watch so many anime, but the site I used to use is riddled with viruses now. That's not good. I unfortunately don't get around to watching many anime or TV shows in general. Usually what I do watch is usually just on Netflix, if they even have the full thing. Apparently, it's been brought to my attention that Mob Psycho 100 is 3 seasons, and Netflix only has 2. And I'm just like, what the heck? Why don't I get the full story? Whatever. I'll just wait around until 2030 when they eventually put it on there. Alright. Cool. Other than the cape, we got ourselves a sketch. What do we want the cape to be doing? Do we really? Do we just want it to, once again, defy physics, kind of frame the character and have it go upward? Something like that, maybe? That way, we can have it like... I don't know, does that look goofy? Because I can also do it like this. Something like this, maybe. That's probably the best way to do it. Because if I did do it like the frame way. It would also end up blocking out a bit of the clock the way it is. So maybe not, and then also it would come up like this. Yeah. Not my favorite pose. I think I like this better. It's not a great composition, a little bit of a muddy silhouette, but I think it looks more realistic. Maybe if he was in a different pose, if it was more like Father Time was looking like this, then I could get away with the unrealistic physics of the cape being like this and framing him. If he was like facing forward and whatnot. But moving on to the next step. Just make it a little bigger, just so we can fill the whole canvas. Hey, who else in chat is doing art fight? And also, if you are, what's your art fight names? Mine's Great Elder. Great Elder, if you want to try, or Kaden King, if you want to try dropping a link to your art fight in the chat, I think it should be allowed. But if not, like Arataka Maxing suggested, you could also drop it in the Discord. I forgot about the watch on the head. Or the hat, I should say. Right. Real quick detour. It leans more toward this side. So it'd be like this. There we go. I knew I was forgetting something detail-wise. Right. Back to the G pen. What we're actually going to do before anything is we're going to take our ellipse tool and parse out the circles in the design so we can get them to be just right. And And by doing these first, we can make sure, or we can easily adjust them to fit their specific angles in the perspective we're going for here. So like that one. And this one's going to be a little tricky, but we got it. Wow, it's so tricky that it's not even a circle. There we go. Final circle down here. We're actually just gonna put a big circle right here, and then we're gonna move it, because if I put it where it was, it would actually just not render out the full circle. I probably could have made the stroke thicker on that, so I might go in with a pen and touch it up a little bit. Yeah, definitely. That's much better. All right, let's begin line arting. Great Elder on it. Thank you, Dempsey. Ben Neal is my art fight name. Ben, also you are spectating, so you might not get attacked well. Yeah, I know, I'm spectating and tried going Team Crystal. Hey, thanks, Ben. Thanks for joining the winning team. Join Team Crystal, everyone. We're cooler than those fossils. And I'm not calling the other team old. That's literally their name. But fossils are dull and gray and boring. Crystals shine and are worth lots of money. And we're currently losing by 0.04%. But you, yes you can be the deciding factor. Join Team Crystal today. This message has been paid for by Team Crystal. Sorry for being late. How are you? I'm good, Ark. How are you? We are doing some art fight. We're attacking Nerd Comics Inc., who attacked me first, so it seems only fitting that we get our revenge. It's a bit tricky to draw, to show motion in drawing. It absolutely is. Oh dear. Arc draw duck scare. Surgical precision. Boom. There we go. Nice and easy. Nice. But there's also, there'd be another circle, or at least another line, like right here, where the hat stops sitting, right? Hat anatomy is also something I'm a little iffy on. But I think that's about right. And then we can draw it coming out. Yeah. Okay, that looks good. I don't know how to join a team for now, though. Yeah. Sorry, Ven. I don't know. I think if you go into your profile and you hit team settings, which is like 2 down, you might be able to join a team there. I don't know how it works for people joining late, though, unfortunately. I joined like right before it started. I left it up to fate, and it put me on Team Crystal, which is going to be the winning team. Like, how could it not be? Just because Nerd is doing an attack a day at least for the other team and garnering them a bunch of points? What? Nah, that's not an advantage to their side in any way, shape, or form. We've got people like me on Team Crystal who waited a whole week before actually participating. Oh, hey, you know what we didn't do that I said I was gonna do once we finished the sketching stage? I forgot to flip the canvas to make sure everything looked good. It's such a generic hair. Can I get a better? Alright, let's go. Back to the references. Nope, there's no hair in that one. No hair in that one. Good. And I forgot I was supposed to flip it after I finished what I was working on. Alright, come on, look good for me, look good for me. I'm happy with that. Thank goodness. I really didn't want to have to redo anything. Someone attacked me in an art fight. Did KyngPin tell me what to draw? No, Ark, I'm sorry. I didn't see you ask for something to draw. I saw someone suggest you draw a duck scare in the chat, if you want to do that. Or, how about this? Because I've been thinking about date everything lately. Draw a duck scare. For this specific purpose, we'll consider Duck Scare a piece of machine and not a sentient being. For this purpose, this is not a canon statement, but for Ark's drawing prompt, treat Duck Scare like a piece of machinery and do the date everything thing of drawing him as a human. That second eye is a little wonky, but it's fine. It's all right. Nobody worry about me. Heck yeah. How are we doing on time? It's currently 3:30. we have until, let's say, 5-ish. Line art. I don't know about finishing on stream, but we'll come pretty close. Also, I totally forgot, and now's a good time because my hand needs a little bit of a break. But once I finish this, yeah, those cloth folds are a little freeform, but it's fine. Alright, so I forgot to post it yesterday, but yesterday after the stream I did go through and finish the piece, and this is the final result of Knight of Arcane's attack. So I went in, shaded, and added a little smoke creature, Morgan, and this is how it turned out. I gotta say, I really like it. I really like how the shading turned out. This arm is definitely a lot smaller than this arm, which is something I kind of took into account for today's little art project. But yeah, I submitted this one yesterday. And yeah, this is how it turned out. Really glad about it. That's the first of the revenges. This will be number 2. Dempsey, or I don't know if Dempsey or KyngPin or Great Elder is going to be next. Oh, KyngPin, you also attacked that character for Knight? I absolutely love the design for that character. I just had to. I also have another one of their characters saved, but that one, I don't know, that one really stuck out to me. I love the colors, the design, just everything about it was so much fun. And yeah. I really didn't have any ideas for the background for yesterday, so I kind of just did a pattern. Probably gonna do that too with this one. Like, kind of give the implication of a scene. Maybe do something a little more abstract. We'll just kind of see what I like, because I'm thinking like darker environment to really emphasize the lighting that's gonna be happening with this character. Oh no, I didn't do the the glove wings that the gloves have. Okay, all's good. I remembered to do them now. Yeah, honestly, I think I'm just gonna put the scythe on its own layer for line art, just to kind of make it easier for me. Because with all this overlapping, I don't want to have to worry about accidentally getting rid of a certain part. None of you are safe. Draw a duck scare as human. Yep, Park, if that's something you want to do, absolutely go for it. That was just an idea I had if you were looking for something to draw. Because I have been playing Date Everything. And I bought the art book thanks to Apple Flavors from yesterday's stream. And it's pretty dang cool. Unfortunately, I've only looked at the characters that me and boss level have encountered as to avoid spoilers, which hasn't been much at the moment, but it's really cool. It looks so cool, and you know, I kind of want to do that. Like, I would love to be a concept artist. Unfortunately, I need places to be hiring concept artists in order for me to, you know, have that opportunity. Looking good. I like it a lot. Then if I attack you, I'll have to upload one of my characters. Oop. Yeah, see, even though it's three-dimensional, you want to make this one away from the camera a little bit thinner, just because the line would cut off a little. It would end up looking a little thinner compared to the other one. Alright, I think I'm good to shut my phone off finally. It's been running this whole stream so far. Long instances of straight lines are my kryptonite. There we go. Looks good. It looks so good. Now we're gonna add colors and it's gonna look even gooder. Oh yeah. We're doing this. We attacking, and nerd ain't even gonna know what hit him. Except they are gonna know because I'm live streaming the process of the attack. So they have a pretty good idea of what's going to hit them. But for the sake of argument, we're going to pretend that they don't. Nope, that's wrong. It would actually be all converging on the same point at the top, and then spreading out into... Stop going all the way to the edge. Yeah, short one. And then something like that. And something like that. Like that. There. Something like that. Not amazing, but it's fine. And then we just need... You know, almost everyone I attacked has attacked me back. I got a picture of Randall from Gib Doodles, Calvin from Nerd and Knight, Crystal Falls from Dempsey, and Mr. S is working on Vector. Well, you can expect one from me at some point, Kaden King. I don't know. I don't want to promise soon because I do have other responsibilities to take care of. In fact, I was supposed to spend 2 days this week doing comic work, and I've only done one so far. Oopsies. But it's That's fine. I got a page done this week, so my buffer remains. And so we're good for at least another week. Also, has anyone gotten the chance to check out the comic? Let me know in chat if you actually got the chance to read Under the Surface, the first few pages of it anyway, that I uploaded last week on Saturday, I believe. And I should set up some kind of chat bot to post the link to said comic. Not right now, obviously. I'm in the middle of something. But at some point, I should set a reminder. Or else, you'll all have to hear me spiel about it every 5 minutes. We're going to pretend that that's good, and we're going to actually remember that there is a glove on this character. Much like yesterday, I forgot to put the glove on both hands. Alright, so it's on the up. So that means the glove wing would come down over here. Then you got ice cream? I'm jealous. Weird question. What's up, Ark? There we go. That's about how the wing looks. I've not read it yet, but I plan on reading it on Webtoons, right? Yep, it's on Webtoons, Tapas, and Tumblr. I was going to make a website for it, but unfortunately that is an investment for money I do not have at the moment. Because apparently, for some reason, hosting a website is like hundreds of dollars a month or something. It's crazy. And also I figured, at least at the current moment, since Under the Surface really is just a test to see how I like long-term comic making before I move on to the big one, that I figured just Webtoons for now and other places are a sufficient place to upload them. Also, I know little to nothing about web design, so there's that too. And I wanted to make sure it was posted at the end of the 30-day challenge as kind of like a, hey, thanks for following me, and here's the final result kind of thing. Yeah. So, maybe in the future, I'll put it on a website just in case, like, Webtoons implodes and everything on there gets deleted. Don't really want stuff like that to be lost in the void forever, especially since I've spent so much time on it already. I like the way this looks. Ark, do you think people would pay for my art? Absolutely, Ark. You do an amazing job with what you like within this stream time limit. That the fact that you're able to make completed pieces within that short of a time and they're fully detailed and rendered is a really good quality to have when doing commissions. So I think you can definitely find people to pay for your art. I don't know if you're talking about commissions specifically or posters or stuff, but either way, I got a pretty good feeling that like people would definitely be down for buying posters or commissions, depending on which one you're kind of aiming towards. I will say though, for posters and stuff, to make sure. Why am I doing this when there's a... Nope, that's not right. When you're doing posters and stuff, to make sure that they are a decent size. So they're when they go to print, they're high quality. Best way to do it at the moment. I don't know. I kind of want the lines to get thinner as they go further back, but I don't know. Well, actually, I could use the eraser and just kind of put it on the inside and then just do a kind of the effect I was going for. Yeah, cool. Problem solving. Also, Ben, a good way to get attacked in art fight is to attack somebody first, because people will often do exactly what I'm doing and revenge, which is basically you draw one of their characters and they draw one of yours to get you back. So if you are looking for someone to attack you, that's probably the fastest way to get one, instead of just waiting around for people to attack you. Unfortunately, I did wait around, and now I've got 4 revenges to tackle before I can start attacking people. Then again, I don't think you have to revenge everybody who attacks you, because for some people I'm sure that'd be nigh impossible, but yeah. Alright. There we go! Awesome, we got line art. Only 2 hours in, not too bad. Hey, since my plan is to get an attack a day in for art fight and I'm one behind, should I revenge Nerd with Father Time and see if I can complete it before KyngPin? Well, that's not it. Kidding King, I don't think that's even a challenge. Of course you'll complete it before I do. Now the real challenge is if you start now, if you can finish it within the next hour, 15 minutes before the stream ends. Because now we are moving on. I dropped my pen. Oh no! I forgot that the scythe itself has like a coil pattern on it. Alright, here we go. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. You know what? We're just gonna draw a coil and erase as we see fit. Nope, that's not gonna work. One, and then we have to 3Dify it like this, so kind of like a circle key. It's not the perfect coil, but as an afterthought, I think it works just fine. No, once you erase the lines, that looks okay. Mostly. There we go. Now, how does it affect the way he holds it? Not really. Cool. Alright. First up, we're gonna do the gold scythe. However, there's most of it is open space. But it doesn't have to be open space, because I can simply be like, I want this all to myself. I'm gonna cut you out from the main thing. I'm gonna paste you in the scythe part of things. And now I have technically closed lines according to how I told the bucket tool to treat. There we go. And now we have a golden scythe. Kind of. Some of it's not colored in. There we go. Boom. And what is it? It's a gold trim, and there's a circle in the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this circle, we're going to copy it, and we're going to scale it down, recenter to about there, fill in the line, because like I said, putting it at the edge makes the whole circle not render, and then fill that part in with blue. Yeah, sky blue. Something like that. And there we go. We got our first part done. And we're going to keep going. You can dance. You can... Give me like 20, 30 minutes tops. Oh, come on. I'm just trying to have fun here. And everybody's like, what if we just ambush KyngPin? Like, you know, just... Alright, we got whites and grays. I'm gonna go off-white just a bit, and then gray a bit darker. We also do have gold from the clock, so I'll make sure to take that into account. But yeah, mostly the belts and stuff are the gray parts, and then everything else is near white. Yep. That seems about right. I can't tell if they are, but I'm gonna take the creative liberty and make these stripes here the gray as well. No! Oh, I forgot you're open on the bottom. There we go. Chop Chop King. How much time do I have? I'm shooting for about 5 o'clock to hard end the stream, so we'll probably do... I don't know if there's going to be an artist showcase. I don't know how many people have been throwing in artwork. Let me just do a quick check, but I think at like 4:40, 4:45 we'll do stuff. Yeah, not too many people submitted, so I'd say like you have to like 4:45, 4:50 arc, which is about an hour from now. I forgot we were doing an artist showcase. I gotta find a drawing to share. And that's a little too close. I'm gonna up the value a little bit. I'm also going to make the background color a little darker so I can actually see what I'm doing here. Oh no, I've done something wrong. Why are you open? You shouldn't be open. Why is everything on this hand open? Is it because it's separate lines, I guess? No, it's not. Weird. What is... Why? Because... Whatever. For some reason, because I changed the background color here, Clip Studio Paint is having a harder time reading what's inside and outside lines. That's weird. I don't understand that. Okay, we're gonna make you blue then. There you go. You can't possibly mistake the line art. Yeah, okay. I guess it was too close to the color of the line art and Clip Studio was bugging out a little bit. Alright, there we go. And for the sake of time, we're going to color pick. Just a little something, probably that looks like a mid-tone there. And then I don't know why, but the idea of Cybugs from Wreck-It Ralph invading Clash of Clans home village and Cybugging some troops seems cool to me. It's definitely an interesting idea. Now it's gonna be tough. What's gonna be a little bit tough is making these, getting these watches. Because I should have made the inside of them while I start. Like I should have copied these prior to doing the rest of the line art, shrunk them so they could create a perfect rim. I mean, there's no object here to transform. Oh. Yeah, and now I have to go in, just touch it up a little bit, and then I'll be able to add in the colors. We got a tangent line. Don't love that. Alright, perfect circle isn't exactly what I would call this, but it avoids being a tangent, which is what matters more. Okay, I don't know about that, but all things considered, I think it's a little, you can't really tell. Alright, this one will be fine to kind of create a rim for. It's just a matter of skating around all these excess lines. Which I did not do very well. That's fine, because we hit this, we copy, we paste it. I'm like, alright, we're gonna make you smaller. It's like, oh my gosh, there's so many excess lines. It'd be like, that's not a problem. I got an eraser. Let's go surgical precision, surgical precision. Just like that. Careful, SpongeBob, careful. Careful, SpongeBob, careful. I also didn't do any lines for the actual clock faces, but we can figure that out later. Man, King, you joined Art Fight. You should have expected to be jumped. That's fair. That's fair and reasonable. So most likely, depending on how much we get done in the next hour, actually regardless of how much we get done in the next hour, unless we finish it, I'll probably take this off stream just to finish up the final touches. And then I will see what tomorrow holds. I was kind of thinking about another stream, but like I said, other responsibilities, so I have to make sure I take care of those before moving on to more streaming stuff. Things like finding a job that pays me money so I can afford to live. There we go. Nope, I forgot. I have to be careful when erasing. This looks so cool. I love it, 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 I love it. Check it out. We got flatting. Well, kind of. Kind of forgot about that part. With the site. So we're gonna group these. I'm gonna group these into two separate things. Call it scythe. Man. Scythe. Most likely spelt wrong. Then we're gonna take man. And we're going to take the scythe, we're going to drop the opacitor, we're going to put a clipping mask on it, and we're going to be like, alright, that's so cool. You know what we're going to do? We're going to just erase a little bit so it actually looks like you be holding the thing. And then we're going to go back and repaint in the places I accidentally erased. For the most part, I'd say that's pretty good. And except for this part that's not colored in here at the bottom. There we go. Alright, now we're going to do our little... I should probably just combine all this line art into one, right? It actually looks really cool without the line art, but that's not what I'm going for here. Does Luke Nukem from Date Everything sound like Duke Nukem from the game? You mean as their name or voice-wise? Because I have not, I haven't gotten to him yet within the game. But based on the name, I think I have an idea of who it might be, or what appliance it might be, I should say, because that sounds like a microwave. Touch up here before we get into what's it called? Basic shading, I think. I don't know, there are some things we do have to figure out, like how we're gonna draw the clock in the hand and whatnot, but for now this looks good. We're gonna start off with the blackout shading first. I don't actually think we should start out with the blackout shading. I think drawing the clock in the hand would probably be the most effective thing to do first, but I'm already doing it. Yeah, Arataka maxing, you cannot, as an attack, you cannot upload a art that was done before July 1st of this year. You can upload OCs drawn at any point you want for people to attack, but you can't make an attack something you drew earlier this year or earlier in time in general. Just to like keep everything fair. I'm gonna hide the scythe. Why are you not clipping this? There you go. I don't know if you answered this question, but do you think my art is worth $25 as full detail and background? I would, so Arc, I think it would just depend on like what you're selling for that much. Because like a poster for that much is about standard. That's usually how much the posters I have from Teespring cost me, maybe a little less, but for something more like, if it was something around this size, maybe a little smaller, I would probably put a little lower of a price for that. But for commissions, that's a good question. That would be like a question for Knight, or anyone else who does commissions. Because I think like a full body for 25, depending on how long it takes you to draw, would also probably be a good starting point. I don't know. I don't like any of that. We're gonna revisit that at a later date. Add back poster. But yeah, 25 for a poster, that's pretty standard. I would say just overall. even if you are doing a print on demand, or if you're making and shipping them yourself. Maybe if you're making them yourself, you might want to put a little more in for materials and stuff, but if you're going through like Teespring, I think their base price for posters is around that, $25. But like I said earlier, Ark, I don't know if you caught this, but if you are doing posters, make sure whatever program you're drawing in, the canvas is pretty high quality. So like for most of my drawings for KyngPin, the channel that I intend to turn into posters, it's usually 18 by 24 inches, which is like the standard size of a poster. I think for standard sizes there's maybe one bigger, but for the sake of my computer I keep it at 18 inches by 24 inches. I just realized if I take the leg off the window and crop it out, it's a leg pin. When you see it, you won't unsee it. What? What are you talking? Dempsey, I don't understand. What is leg pin? Alright, let's start laying in this glowing clock, because I need to make sure I know what I'm doing. Alright. Probably use shape tools and stuff to make this cleaner, but I kind of want to see what it drawn by hand actually looks like. No. Tried doing something fancy. I didn't like it. Especially since it's going to be so far in the background, I don't feel like making perfect circles and whatnot. On the art I did, the hair and the torn jean on the knee looks like the hair from your hair from the side. Hold up. Oh, it sure does. It absolutely does. No. Yep, I'm not going to be able to unsee that now. Alright, what does a 12 in Nomen numerals look like? XII. Taking a little bit of creative liberties. It's going to be one of those clocks that only have 4 numbers on it. It's going to be the 3, the 6, the 9, and the 12. again, this is not the main focus, so not that I'm spending less time on it, I just don't need to make it as detailed as everything else. Especially since there's going to be a glow effect coming off of it, so some of the lighting might get lost. Six is Ivy. And then 9, I believe, is IX. Or is it XI? IX. Clock. I do not know what we are talking about in chat, and I'm a little afraid to ask. See, I like the dark background. I want more points by doing a scene, but boom, clock. Does KyngPin know what time it is? Yes, it's currently 4:14 in the afternoon, which means, I don't know, 30 more minutes before Artist Showcase. So, finishing this, maybe not quite attainable, but we'll do our best. Why are you? Oh, that's yeah, so unfortunately the glow effect or the glow blending layer doesn't work on pure white, so we're actually just going to go normal, choose a color that I think would fit, definitely fully saturated. I'm going to see how this looks if I draw it. Maybe something along these lines, because you don't want it too saturated, because the white will block it out, but it really doesn't feel like it has the same effect. If it's not closer to white, I don't know. Also, the eyes glow a little bit, so. Because, like, something like this would be all blue. KyngPin Creations 4 is you all are absolutely right. That is 4. I'm pretty sure I even said IV for 6. I'm just going to draw it again. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for pointing that out. And this is why we live stream things. People can point things out before I post them on the internet and make me look like a fool. Can't believe that one. That was a big old stupid of me. You're not stupid. Thank you, Ark. I appreciate it. But that was a pretty silly mistake. Granted, the reference image I was looking at did have the clock backwards because it was facing Father Time and therefore its back was to us, but that was just foolish. It was a silly mistake. Cramps are getting to me. Might have to either call it or just take a little bit of a break. But we're close enough to ending the stream that it doesn't really make sense to take a break now. Papa time. Then what? What's Papa time? Showcase break. See, another thing about that when it comes to highlights, I'm very scared to make the highlight shapes absolutely massive. Like when I'm doing highlights, I stick really close to the edges of the shape or the form, and I want to get better at doing that because honestly, depending on how strong or close you are to the light source, this entire half of the face could be covered in light. I don't know specifically about this character because it's not that close, or the light itself is not that intense, but I would say a bit more than what I have now is necessary for the lighting on the face. Especially with how we might consider the relationship of this hood to the light source. Because if it's, I don't think it is, but if it was in front, like if there was the hood, I was holding the clock here, and then the hood was in front of my face, then it would not, the edge of my face wouldn't be hit by the light. But I think the hood is more behind the head, and therefore this front of the face gets a little more light. This would actually catch the light because it's like directly above it, but creative liberties. Yeah, I like how it looks. I think this needs to be thicker. It's literally directly above it. It would be this entire plane of the hand would be hit by it. Yeah. Right. So we're about 425 on. Alright, maybe we'll call it a little early just to give my hands a little bit of a rest. Maybe, I don't know. I can't stop. I cannot stop. I'm enjoying this. I really love how this one came out. I want to really stay in that groove to make sure it turns out well. Showcase break, father time equals papa time. I get it now. Comics Inc. has been quiet for a while. Potential revenge for you. Yeah, Dempsey, I do not doubt that Nerd is cooking up something at the moment. how the lighting per se would work on this hat. Because honestly, the hand clock itself is not that big. So, I don't know what the effects of its reach actually are. I finished and posted my version of Father Time. Oh, sick. I'll have to check that out later. Taking rest is important. If you want to keep drawing, don't push yourself too hard. That's fair. I know. Starfish Face has said the same advice too. I'm like, alright, cool. Terrifying concept of pushing yourself too hard that you physically destroy your ability to draw. Maybe I should do something to protect myself from that. Nah, I'll do it later. I do like to stretch, but my problem is, at least my main one is, I need to be more conscious of my drawing posture. So when I'm doing my death grip on the pen, I need to recognize that and be like, hey, this is very bad. You should stop that immediately. That's my biggest flaw at the moment. Alright. This is it. I promise. I'm done. It's looking good. Good start. Let's throw on the side so we can get a real good look at what it looks like. Yes, baby. Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. What if I turned it, just out of curiosity, if I turn this to glow? Wow, you really just turn all white. Fascinating. So yeah, we're gonna stick to normal for this one, and I'll probably do the rest off stream, maybe post it tonight, or tomorrow morning. We'll see what the time is like. But before I leave you for today, let's take a look at the Discord for the art showcase. Yeah, I might have made that one too thick, but it's fine. 3 hours of work, not too bad. Draw more, feel the burn, no pain, no gain. Usually, Dempsey, yes. However, not this time. Too much pain is not good. Alright, so let's open up the Discord. Artist Showcase. First, I gotta find my server. There we go. Alright, we got a good one for you today, folks. Boom. Open link. Bam. Next one. Boom. Open link. Bam. Next one. Open link. Bam. Open link. Bam. Open link. Bam. Open link. Bam. Okay. that's currently all of them. We will see any new ones. Right, boom and boom. All right, first up, we got Then Who Wrote. Bam! Then wrote. God, he is the worst offender when it comes to bad OC designs for me, but I still find this as a piece I'm super proud of. I do not know what you mean, Ben. What do you mean, offender of bad character designs? I think it's a really cool design. I'm sure there's science behind character designs that I don't know, where you could point out areas that don't work as well, but overall, I just think this is a really nice piece. And you should be very proud of it, because this one's really cool. The colors are very nice. Your way of shading is always awesome, especially with the hatching that you have on here throughout the whole thing that gives each thing its own texture. It's a very unique art style, and you should be very proud of it overall. But amazing work. Next, we've got the Great Elder, also on the Discord. These are two of my favorite designs I've done so far for Art Fight. This is Hansel in red and Gretel in orange. In a Tales of the Multiverse style, original characters created by Give Doodles. Oh, okay, so these are your attacks. That's awesome. I'm going to see real quick if I can find the reference images for you, so we can compare what they look like. Great Elder on Team Crystal, you know, the cool team. Let's see who we got. Gretel, full body of Gretel. All right, there's that one, and Hansel. Alright, so I'm gonna put these side by side. So this one is Hansel, which is really cool. It's a very well done interpretation of the character. Next up is Gretel on the other side over here. Also very cool. And I think they both turned out really nice, King. Nice work. I really love the axe design you got going on here. Also, shout out to Give Doodles for the original designs. They also look really cool. And yep, here's the axe. Oh, I love that. Okay, the axe is made up of candy. I really like that. Shout out to Give Doodles. These are really cool designs. Anyway, next up. Next up is Ark's images. However, I don't know if they plan on posting their duck scare image. So we're going to hold off on that. Ark, if you're still in the chat and want to upload the duck scare image, feel free to go ahead. If not, I will use the ones you already posted earlier. But after that, we've got Dempsey, and it's his attack on my character, Young Dog, for Art Fight. And I saw this earlier. And just what? The perspective, the foreshortening of the hand close to the camera, the pose, the back, everything about it is so well done. Dempsey's got a great... Dempsey, you have such a great style. This is really a really cool image. So well done. Yeah, Ark, up to you. If you want to showcase it this stream or wait till the next one. I just don't know when the next stream itself will be. I would like to tomorrow, but I've got other things I have to take care of, unfortunately. But yeah, up to you, Ark. If you want to show the work in progress on the stream, go for it. If not, I'll take a look at the other arts you put in. But next up, we got number 1 Thistle Defender. Yep. With another art fight reference that I made. This one is... There we go. Unfortunately, it is a little blurry. I do have to blow it up so we can see it. Sorry about that. But this is for another one of their OCs on Art Fight, which is awesome. I love that it's going to be a little blurry, but I love the cheerful expression. I love the poses, the references. I love these kind of reference sheets, and I really want to do one. I think I mentioned this yesterday, but I don't remember. But yeah, this is awesome. And another character that I want to draw that I will probably end up bookmarking for Art Fight. Hopefully I can get to something during Art Fight that isn't a revenge at some point. But great work, and best of luck to you on Art Fight. Next up, we've got Hayden. Once again, I'm sorry if I pronounced the name wrong, but oh, you have a better version of... Okay. I will take a look of it if you send it in the chat. I don't know if it's... I'm not seeing it at the moment. But moving on, we have Hayden. Again, sorry if I mispronounced your name. With hello, KyngPin. As I said last stream, I got my app back, and this is the first piece I made. It's very big. There we go. His name's the legendary Butter Caramel Cookie. He's the current king of the Butter Kingdom and has a daughter named Golden Butter Cookie. He is a stoic and strong leader, and his axe can break and turn into a whip. Ooh. Love your art, and you inspire me with your jokes and art skills. Oh, thank you so much. P.S. Next one is his daughter, but which name sounds cooler to draw next? Okay, and then after that is a list of names for characters you're working on. But no, this is really cool. I'll look at the names in just a second. But yeah, overall I really like it. I like the design a lot. I haven't checked out Cookie Run Kingdom yet, but I know like a whole bunch of voice actors are in it. But honestly, I think it's a game. I'm not entirely sure, but I do recognize the style, and this is a really good replication of that style, and I really like it. And as for the next one to draw, you've got Golden Butter Cookie, River Elf Cookie, Lavender Amethyst Cookie, a Nemo Quark Cookie, and Sweet Sunshine Cookie. My vote is for Lavender Amethyst. That sounds like a really nice, almost purple type of cookie-based character, which I think would be really cool to see. Real quick, going back to number 1 Thistle Defender, we have a open link. That's weird. We have... Why did you download that? What is going on here? Hold up, I'm sorry. It's not... Okay. Everything is weird, but this is a higher res version of what they put in earlier. So now you can see everything, and you can see such a cute face. I love it. It's so cheerful. It's so good. Honestly, great work all around. This is awesome. And last but not least, at the current moment, well, we do have Arc, but we'll take a look at that in a second. But before that, we have Probably Not a Felon with Gunman, the greatest superhero east of the Mississippi. His superpower is he has a gun. This this is a really cool design. Very Red Hood inspired, which I really like. The colors are very coherent, which are nice, and the rim lighting too. I just noticed that. But you have this rim lighting along the back of the character, which gives it a nice sense of depth. And the gun actually looks really good too. Guns are very hard to draw. But probably not a felon. Very, very nice job. And next up, Ark, I don't know if you're putting Duck Scare into the chat. I don't see it. Oh, 1 second. Okay. Waiting. We're waiting. We're looking at our art while we're waiting. And we have one new message. So, for those of you who are joining, Ark asked for a prompt, and I gave them my original character / machine Duck Scare. I believe the word is Gajinka. Real quick. Yes. So a Gajinka are humans with the natural gift. Okay, not fully. But basically, it is a thing with human qualities. At least that's how it's been explained to me. So I gave Ark the prompt of drawing Duck Scare with human qualities, and this is what they came up with so far. I can see, Ark, you do the background first, which is really cool. It looks so good so far. The colors are really nice. The background is stunning, and the pose overall is just really cool. Very nice work, Ark, and I cannot wait to see what it looks like when it is done, because this is so good so far. But that brings us to the end of the artist showcase, I believe. Honestly, just to give my fingers a little bit of a break, I think we're going to call the stream just a few minutes early, just so I can recover before going through and finishing this piece, because we still got a little bit to go. We still didn't even add a shadow layer, actually. We've just been doing highlights this whole time. But yeah, I will probably end up posting both. If I finish this tonight, I'll probably end up posting both in a community post, both attacks I've done so far. But yeah, good luck to everyone. Have a great day, and I will let you know how long it takes for Nerd to revenge this once I finally post it. No, Ark, no reason to apologize. I'll still be in the Discord when you do finish it, to take a look at it. So yeah, nothing you need to apologize for. I'm sorry for actually ending the stream a little early, but my hand is cramping up, and I want to make sure I can draw for the remainder of my life. So we're gonna take a small break, go get something to eat, all that good stuff. Definitely not disappointed in you, Ark. It really turned out awesome. But that's gonna be it for me today. Take care, everybody, and I will see you next time. See you, everyone.